go.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Real time, real time, real time, real time, real time, real time, Prince Blue. Real time, real time, real time, real time, real time, real time, Prince Blue. Talk that, talk that, talk that, talk that, talk that, coach, coach, talk that, talk that, talk that, talk that, talk that, talk that, coach, coach, talking entertainment too. Look, we are not the same as you. Look, we don't need a thing, just you. Just making sure the gang come through.
What is going on, everybody? Hey. This is Real Time with Prince Blue. I am your host, Prince Blue. It is Thursday. It is 11 a.m. and it's time to get into it. You know what's funny? Um, After 97 episodes, I still get nervous before I start the podcast. Like, is that weird? I don't want to think it's weird because number one, I want to come off well. I want to have a good show. I want to entertain you. And so, I get a little nervous because let's be honest, we all want to project well. So I just found that strange. Now I kind of understand, like, and this is just sitting in my house, in my room, in comfortable settings, doing doing what I've been doing for 97 episodes. So imagine some of these athletes, speakers, um, presidential candidates, or whatever the case may be, talking to millions and millions of people. I get it now. I get it. I get it. But welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us. Shout out to everybody that's joining me across all platforms. I appreciate you. I hope everybody's doing well. Hurricane Helene is still wrecking shop. There's still a lot of damage out there. Shout out to all the volunteers, everybody that's doing what they have to do for everybody. Prayers go out to all victims, families, volunteers, everybody that's doing what they have to do to help your fellow American. I appreciate that. Make sure you get your 750. You get 750 now. You get $750. Make sure you fill out the forms. Do it right. Don't do like y'all did with the PPP loans. Like, do it right. The 750, if it's affecting you, go out for the 750. If it's not affecting you, don't do it. And this is going to be a perfect segue into my first topic of today about, taking shit that ain't yours. So we'll get into that, but I just wanted to get that out the way. Without further ado, let's start the show. I always start my intro and I write it out. I'm not a freestyler. I like to write stuff out. Well, I am, but sometimes I feel like when you write stuff out, it's better. There's a lot going on in the world, from Hurricane Helene to war to crime, poverty, you name it. But I feel like we forgot the good times. We forgot how good we have it until something tragic happens. We complain about small things when, in the grand scheme of things, does it really matter? Is it worth complaining about? Subjective? Yes. Necessary? You tell me. So I want to start off with a poem by the great philosopher, the great poet, Dave Grusson. And you're probably saying, who? But you'll know after I read this poem. Anytime you meet a pavement, good times. Anytime you need a friend, good times. Anytime you're out from under, not getting hassled, not getting hustled, keeping your head above water, making a wave when you can, temporary layoffs, good times. Easy credit ripoffs, good times. Scratching is surviving, good times. Hanging in a job, good times. Aren't we lucky we got them? Do. Good times. You gotta do the photo. So, for those who don't know, that is the lyrics to the Good Times theme song. And while we're talking about the Good Times theme song, because we lost John Amos, famous James Evans, everybody's favorite dad, growing up in the 70s, he's raised a lot of people. I got a whole segment dedicated to him and another great that we lost. So we're going to talk about that. And let's get into our sports segment. You can't fool me, Pivot. I'm familiar with your game. Channing Crowder used his platform on the Pivot podcast to address the announcement by Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Favre of his Parkinson's diagnosis. Now, for those who don't know, Favre made this announcement while testifying about his alleged involvement in a welfare scheme in Mississippi, where millions were stolen from the people. Channing was not a fan of his announcement at the time. Take a listen.
Brett Favre, I'll be honest. The Parkinson's thing, if that has to do with football, like Dr. said, RC, I fully understand and I would agree with that if the doctor said it. For him to be in a lawsuit with stealing money and putting that into it, don't get pity off what my goddamn friends might have died off of. And that's as soon as I read that Brett Favre story, I'm like, yeah, so you stealing money from Mississippi. Oh yeah, I got Parkinson's. Motherfucker, you were stealing. So that's my thing with Brett. Brett, if all love, I hope you do well. I hope you can work through this medical condition. But don't use the thing, the CTE, the brain injury, the trauma, all of that Junior and Tay went through to try to make people feel bad for you because you were stealing money, consciously stealing money. And that's my thing on Brett. I hope he's fine, but don't use it as a crutch because I know other people that use football head injuries as a crutch, and that shit gets to me because I have friends that's died because of those injuries. Don't use that shit to try to get sympathy off me.
Shout out to the Pivot for that clip. That was Channing Crowder and Ryan Clark and Fred Taylor. They do a great job on the Pivot. They have they have their opinions, and they as opinions, you're not going to agree with all of them, and you're going to discuss them. So with his thing about Brett Favre, this is my thing here. And I get what Channing Crowder, I get where he's coming from, because he's saying, yo, I got friends that has died from like CTE and have Parkinson's and have issues, football related injuries and stuff like that, and don't use that as a crutch. I got it. I'm good with that because I'm bipolar, right? And I have major depressive disorder. So I don't ever use that as a crutch for when I do something wrong, because there's no excuses. Like, what you're doing, unless you're like fully like some people are like certifiably they don't know what they're doing. And I get that part. But I want you to keep it a buck, because be honest, a lot of the players and shit and your friends and so-called whatever else, the guests you had on that podcast have done some horrendous shit, some questionable shit. You've had domestic abusers on there. You've had people that have been accused of murder. You've had all types of people on there. When it comes to Brett Favre, let's be honest, he was held in a high regard up until what? You started finding out his political views, some of his ideologies, and the way he think and how he supports certain things and certain candidates and certain people. And then that's when now Brett Favre, he's not a titan of the game. He's not the gunslinger. He's not the guy. Remember Brett had a painkiller issue. Nobody talked about his painkiller issue. Nobody brought up his painkiller issue. Nobody brought up all the things he's done, sending nudies and dick pics to people and stuff like that. Now, all of a sudden, now all the behaviors is coming in, and we don't like Brett because of what we perceive his support and his ideology to be Republican or whatever the case may be. That's all I'm saying. Keep things a buck. Keep it a full buck. Don't be disingenuous. Don't be disingenuous, because before all this, y'all would talk about Brett Favre like he was one of the gods and the titans of the game, and nothing could diminish that. But I've noticed over the past 5 years, it's like Brett Favre now could be stomped on. Now, I'm not excusing him stealing this shit from people that need money. If Brett did that shit, he deserved every bit of karma that's coming to him. It's nothing worse when you steal from people who need it. Especially when you have earned upwards to $50 million in the NFL career. You should not be stealing from people. Point blank, period. So I'm with you on that. And don't use your diagnosis or anything like that as a crutch. But this thing to where we're having selective outrage about people, it bothers me. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And I may be different, I may be crazy, but I love when my friends tell me I'm wrong. Hey, nah, that's fucked up. Nah, don't do that. Because that's what friends are supposed to do. Now, I'm not saying embarrass your friends in public and talk about them on the radio or talk about them, in front of other people. But you need to call spades a spade. You need to keep that same energy. And I feel like people don't do that. People don't do that. Now it's this thing to where shit is okay if you agree with us. And that's not the way it's supposed to go. Hell, y'all wanted a whole mural. Y'all wanted a building. Y'all wanted Marcellus Williams to be let out of prison. And he was guilty as shit. He got put to death. Then y'all run with all this misinformation about the family wanted him released. Stuff like, no. The family wanted him to have life in prison. They didn't want him to just walk. Because he's still responsible for their family not being here. Y'all got to keep this same energy. I am an equal opportunist when it comes to you get the smoke. Right is right and wrong is wrong. So Channing Crowder, I get it, and to me, honestly, it was kind of weird to bring up, like, because your Parkinson's has nothing to do, like, I can see if you was on Capitol Hill talking about football injuries and how they're related to bad decisions, yes, bring up your Parkinson's. But Brett, you was on a stand defending yourself about these horrendous allegations about you stealing from the people of Mississippi. Parkinson's has nothing to do with that. If I go out right now and write a bad check, bipolar disorder has nothing to do with writing a bad check. If I go out here right now and hurt somebody, it has nothing to do with my bipolar. So I get the idea, Channing, about the whole crutch thing. I get that part. But in one breath, you can't say, hey, and I got a lot of love for him. I hope he works out his situation. But don't get no sympathy for me. Don't get no pity for me. That either you gonna stand on how you feel about somebody or you not. Point blank period. Like when it comes to me, there's two things I'm not with it. That's you putting your hands on women, and that's you hurting children. I don't give a fuck what you've done to society, what you contributed, whether it be music, technology, happiness. I don't give a shit. Once you start messing with kids and you start abusing women, I'm out. I'm done. I'm done with it. You gonna get these jokes, and I don't give a shit. And I hope you get all the bad things that can happen to you, especially when it comes to children. So, shout out to the pivot, shout out to Channing. I get what you were saying, but we need to start keeping that same energy for certain people. And we'll be back after this next message.
At ajsrantroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to ajsrantroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't be disappointed.
All right, shout out AJ's Rant Room. Make sure y'all go to AJ's Rant Room. Check out all the gear, all the collections, Trifecta Hour, Aloysius Jermaine. I got my own pair of sneakers. I got my own signature shoe. It'll be here shortly. I'll get that review out to y'all. Shout out to my brother, man. He's really creative. He's a genius. Make sure y'all support Black-owned businesses. Let's get into, AJ, what you would say, talking entertainment. So we talking entertainment, and I'm gonna combine entertainment and culture today because I feel it it matters. It really matters with this segment coming up right now. So I got R.I.P. King Joffrey and R.I.P. James Evans and the reverence for fatherhood. As we all know, we lost two icons of theater, entertainment, even sports. People don't know that John Amos was a good football player. Film and overall black culture in the past month with the passing of James Earl Jones, and James Amos. And both titans in the industry have helped raise the generation of young black men and have showed us how the family dynamic should always include a mother and father. Pay attention to that. Take a look at them sharing this iconic scene together.
Oh, come now. Our son cannot consort with such a girl.
Hey, now, wait a minute.
Oh, huh? I know you have been inconvenienced, and I'm prepared to compensate you. Shall we say 1 million American dollars?
No way.
Very well, then, 2 million.
You haven't got enough money to buy my daughter off.
Nonsense.
Joffrey, apologize to Mr. McDowell.
I will do no such thing. The man is beneath me, and so is his daughter.
I don't give a damn who you are. This is America, Jack. Now, you say one more word about Lisa here, and I'm gonna break my foot off in your royal ass.
Pardon me?
For those who don't know, that was Coming to America, the very first Coming to America, not that Abomination sequel they came out with, but that was two titans of the game, James Earl Jones and John Amos together in that scene. And what you saw, I thought that scene was perfect because what you saw was two fathers strong and protecting their nest, protecting their family. And I just have a question: what happened to black fatherhood? What happened to fathers being able to lead the household and it not being a big thing? Because besides legendary comedy and acting, I'm going to do my think piece here. You know, fathers who raised their children with conviction and made a decision to protect them at all costs. What happened to these type of fathers or men in general? I may have an idea. So take a listen to this and let me know what y'all think about. Is this the reason why a lot of fathers are not in the home anymore?
My kids don't need their father in their life. If the quality of your happiness as a single mother is tested on a constant basis, if the way that he treats you is detrimental to your mental and emotional health, do you have to make that decision? I used to get so angry and I used to go into these deep, dark spaces every time I had to deal with him. By the time my kids came home to be with me, I'm depleted emotionally.
Okay. So if you notice, none of what she said had anything to do with the actual way the father is with the children. What about the children? As an adult, as a parent, what do you have to do? What do you have to do above all else? Protect your children. All I heard was a whole bunch of I'm depleted. I'm depressed. I have to go to dark spaces. I have to do this. I have to do that. You know what else you had to do? Well, you know what you didn't have to do? Let him shoot up the club and give you children. This is where I'm going to give women a lot of credit. Y'all are very good at the intuition thing. Y'all know when something ain't right, and yet y'all still let a man shoot up the club, put you in an even worse situation, and then you want to separate yourself from that man once children are involved. And 9 times out of 10, the children love their father. Children need their fathers. Now, for the dummies who are going to say, well, what about if he's abusing this and that? I'm not talking about those. I'm not talking about a situation where you're in physical and emotional danger. I'm talking about when shit just ain't working out. Y'all are separated. And because you can't get what you want from him emotionally, you want to separate him and the kids. That's what I'm talking about. Those are the women I'm talking about. That's the type of fatherhood that I want to protect. If a man is great with his children and his kids, I don't need you to poison their minds. I don't need you to make them feel like that their father is this and that, because what they see their father as is what he should be. Now, again, why do I even have to preface this? Again, if he's a diabolical, disrespectful, abusive man, I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking about when two adults just don't get along anymore and they have to go their separate ways. And what we see a lot is women get upset when that man has moved on or is perceived to treat another woman a certain type of way, and then you project your emotions onto the children, into your situation. In that video we just saw, all she was saying was I. Where did this emphasis on being a strong, independent, single mother come from? That doesn't even make sense. You can be a strong woman in a relationship. You can be a strong woman with a good man. One light doesn't have to be dimmed to prop up the other. But I noticed that there's this weird ass movement to be single and unhappy. You're in your car saying how you're unhappy. You know who's not in their car saying that they're unhappy? Mrs. Blue, my wife. You know who's not posting cryptic messages on social media? My wife. You know, when we do have a disagreement, she's not going upstairs and saying your father is a piece of shit. Don't be so happy around your father because he's a nobody. He didn't give me $50 yesterday. He's a piece of shit. He's behind on this. He's a piece. Like, we got to stop this. And going back to James Evans, remember Good Times? For those, if you don't remember Good Times, look it up. That show was a ratings bonanza. It was a huge success. And if you think about it, I'm going to go into that later, but it was a huge success. And then James Evans wanted more money. And he didn't get the money. So they wrote him out of the show. They killed off the James Evans character. And after that, the show went to hell. They tried to make JJ the head of the household. It didn't work. They tried to make Florida the head of the household. It did not work. The reason why Good Times was so good, because it showed a mother and father in the home and the dynamic of when they have to make decisions and the man leads. And I can say this, I should do a whole dissertation on Florida Evans, God rest her soul. She was the villain. Every time James tried to do something for the betterment of the family, what did she say? No, James, don't do this, James. Don't go down to the pool hole, James. Don't keep the money that you found, James. Black Jesus is going to fix it, James. Every time James had a way to do a come up, she would it was like me. She was used to suffering. She wanted to stay suffering, or she quote unquote wanted to do it the right way. But this is the thing. This is why husbands are meant to lead. Men are meant to lead because we make the uncomfortable decisions. Yes, sometimes we're not going to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, and then make the decision. Sometimes the decision has to be made. We don't have time to think about what if this, what if that, what if this, what if that, what if that. Because immediately kids need clothes. Immediately kids need food. Immediately this, that, and the third. You know what happens when you allow for a lot of these quote unquote single strong women to lead the household? You get kids that's dressed like the man that left them. You got 3-year-old kids with big ass belt buckles, sagging pants, braids down to their ass, holding a fistful of money, like all the stereotypes and tropes of what a man should be. But if a man says, hey, I don't want my son playing with Barbie dolls, or I don't want my son doing this, that's toxic. But you allowing your son to curse, you allowing your son a grown woman to gyrate on your son, There are videos out there. That's okay. That's fine. Being a father is a privilege. Being a father is a gift. Especially when you're handling business and your family is thriving. It's no better feeling. There's no, you can line drugs, whatever dopamine feeling you're trying to get. There's no better feeling than knowing that your family is taken care of and you're responsible for it. So, rest in peace, James Evans and James Earl Jones. Or rest in peace, John Amos and James Earl Jones. See, and that's another thing why John Amos was such, his character James Evans was so important. I've called that man James Evans so many times, and that's not his name. His name is John Amos, but he played that character so well, and we saw that type of father so well that it's embedded in our brain as a culture. Think about it. Every time we look at, we went from James Evans in shows, that type of father figure, to Zaya Wade's daddy, other dads on social media making their kids transition at like 3 and 4 years old and all that bullshit. Strong father figures still work, and I promise you, ladies, it works for you. You don't have to struggle by yourself. I'm not saying go out there and get in a relationship, but I'm saying stop automatically thinking that a disagreement means a red flag, means you got to throw out everything what that man or what that father has stood for. Because remember, if he was good enough to shoot up the club, if he was good enough for you to spread your legs, you already made that decision that he's good enough to raise your children. Because what happens? What happens when you have sex? Anybody? Raise your hand. You have children. Unless you shooting blanks, then that's another story. We'll be back after this next message.
Probably wondering what's going on. Well, I'm here to tell you. It's me, Inked, and I need you guys to head on over to ajsrantroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. Yes, that's right. Trifecta merch is here. It is here for our Trifecta family to show their love and support and advertise for free. Well, not technically for free. You did pay for it. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Head on over to ajsrantroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. We're all inclusive. If Prince can wear it, so can you. Have a good one.
I can wear it and did and will continue to wear it. Make sure y'all check out Trifecta gear. Nene, help me out, baby.
I said what I said.
Thank you, Nene. It's time for I Said What I Said. Y'all know that segment where, I mean, shit, y'all. I said what I said. I mean, it's not rocket science. I said what I said, and I mean that shit. So check it out. Eagles defensive back Darius Slay went viral for his appearance on Dallas Cowboys linebacker Michael Parsons' podcast, where Parsons began to take some jabs at Slay teammate Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Take a listen.
Man, your dog CJ, man, he had some stuff said for the game. He struck again, bro.
Man, bro, that's my dog.
And before we get into this, bro, I'm not trying to, like, y'all know, bro, I'm all positive, bro. I'm not trying to attack CJ at all. Right. I know he took what I said personally, and you know, before I even get into it, who we think he is, like, in terms of how we feel, bro, like, we all in the NFL. How one of us saying that another person don't belong here, they just that type of person, like, you feel me though? Like, even with a Pro Bowl or Pro, like, you know, we still could be humbled at any moment. Like, we still gonna get beat. I'ma still get locked up maybe for a game or a rep. You know, it's just a game of football. It's just how it happens.
It happens.
So, like,
man.
What's your thought on that, bro? Like,
yeah, hey, one thing I know about 8, man. 8 go bring the noise. 8 go bring the energy. And 8 go bring all the trash talking that half the team's not doing. So he fulfilled that need for us. You know what I'm saying? He a guy with a lot of energy. He go talk that trash, but hey, you go talk, you got to back it up at some point of time. And if you don't, he know for sure that media go catch it on attention, and he got to be ready to answer every time. Because if he don't, they media go on his ass every time. But you know what's up with him, man. You know what's up with him. He go do it. And I told him, do your thing, man. But hey, now you don't perform the way you want to perform, they gonna get back on you.
Bro.
All right. So that was Darius Slay, defensive back for the Eagles, and that was Micah Parsons, linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys. Need I say more? Listen, you already know Dallas Cowboys fans and Eagles fans just don't get along. That's not what we're talking about here. I want to know what happened to the sports rivalries. What happened to just having awareness? Because listen, Darius Slay, no one cares that you're goofy or that you're friendly and that people like you and stuff like that. That's fine. Great. Whoop, whoop. You literally just got bent over by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And you know why I'm pissed off? Because I was at that game. It was 113 fucking degrees outside. I flew through Hurricane Helene to come see y'all play, and y'all laid an absolute egg. The defense got de-pantsed. And for you to be sitting up there smiling and laughing like a goofy with a Dallas Cowboy at all that, you two are the new odd couple. You're the odd couple, but you're the same. You're the odd couple because you're NFC East rivals, but you're the same because you're both goofy. You both have no situational awareness. After getting your ass kicked, why are you on social media and kikiing and allowing this person to talk about your teammate? Like, where then you have several ex-players saying, I couldn't imagine doing this in my day. Even if we had one, Trey Thomas said, even if he had he couldn't imagine him being on my Facebook chat. We're dating ourselves on MySpace chat room talking about having somebody talk about Brian Dawkins. Like, I don't understand what, like, this need to always be out and about and being on streams and Twitching and stuff like that. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Sometimes it's weird because it's like you don't understand that when it comes to fans, we enjoy the game because you are doing something that a lot of us, we can't even fathom doing. Like football, like them boys be hitting. I think they did a study somewhere where every collision is like a mini car accident. Every collision is like a mini car accident. So we get that understanding. But then when you got like Darius Slay and Micah Parsons having a laugh at a teammate's expense, and then you got Isaiah Rodgers getting on Twitter talking about he don't come to our jobs telling us what to do. You know, people stock the wrong items, people say the wrong thing on customer service and stuff like that. First of all, why every time an athlete wants to talk to a fan, y'all automatically think we're somewhere stocking Campbell soup or we're bagging groceries or something like that? Because I got something for you. A lot of your fans are pretty well. They're pretty blessed. And another thing about that is, if that's the case, if you know a lot of people are struggling and a lot of people are working in jobs less than ideal, if they're spending their money, their hard-earned money to see you, that should even give you more pride. But again, it's the lack of awareness. Like, you're never going to win arguing with the fans. And then Darius Slay, you tweet out your accomplishments after a loss, and then you delete it, and then you apologize. Like, I just don't get it. Right, like AJ said, football tickets ain't cheap. They're not cheap. Neither is flying to a game, hotel room, eating, supporting your family, all that, waiting on a football game. They'll only see y'all get beat the hell out. But y'all ha-ha kiki-ing with each other. Darius Slay, dude, you are the prime example of why when you bring people from an organization like the Detroit Lions, sorry, Belinda, who were perennial losers before Dan Campbell came along, you still got some eminence of stank on you. You haven't won a Super Bowl. The 2017 players did. You had your chance to win a Super Bowl, remember? And because of you and Jonathan Gannon and that defense, Jalen Hurts and yourself don't have a championship ring because y'all let Patrick Mahomes do whatever he wanted. So Darius Slay, listen, nobody cares about you being goofy. I hope you become an NFLPA rep and the president and all that stuff. Everybody likes you, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the banana pudding. Nobody cares about any of that shit. Because I'm just going to be straight up and honest. The reason why a lot of fans are defending you and put up with you is because your wife gives out free shit. She talks about banana pudding, and some of the horny ass, dirty ass fans in Eagles Twitter think your wife is hot. And for the record, I always disrespect the shit out of them when they do that. Because that's that man's wife. Like, why are you addressing his wife that way? A lot of y'all are weird. But Michael Parsons and Darius Slay, I hope y'all get a podcast, and I hope you do it from the depths of Loserville, because this shit ain't it. This shit ain't it. Fans should not be more emotional than you about football games. And I get it. But Prince, you know, everybody deals with losses in a different way. God damn, I miss Michael Jordan. I miss Tom Brady. I miss Allen Iverson. I miss Peyton Manning. I miss Drew Brees. I miss Troy Aikman. I miss when your players lost, it was like somebody bashed them in the face with a baseball bat with spikes. They was just angry. They was just upset. They wanted to fix it. Now you get on a podcast that with a person that scored 80 points on you, and you're ha-ha kikiing about it. You're talking about Fortnite on the field after you just got dusted for a touchdown. Like, this shit is just, I need rivalries. I need punch. Like, you know what? You know what's weird? Like, you kind of appreciate when Garrett swung his helmet at another player, because it's like, at least we see, you know, it means something. At least we see that it means something. We'll be back after this next message. I'm pissed off all over again, and we got a bye week. So, in one hand, I get to watch football without getting upset this Thursday, Sunday, and Monday. But I gotta wait another week and some change to wash this nasty ass taste out of my mouth. Pause. From the Eagles stinking. It was 120 degrees, y'all, in Tampa. Like, my drawers was tattooed to my ass to watch them play like that and then seem like they don't give a shit. Man, we'll be back, y'all.
At AJ'sRantRoom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to AJ'sRantRoom.com today and get to shopping. You won't be disappointed.
That's right, Brian. Hugging and shit. Hugging and laughing. Like, that's a good game, brother. Yeah, we just lost 33-16. Look at all the fans sweating and shit. I'm going to get in my Lambo. Fucking. Anyway, help me out, Dame.
Pause. Knows he can have it. Pause. You see what I do when I got the rock. Pause.
Let me just put this in real quick.
This is Danny, by the way.
All right, y'all. It's time for Ayo Pause, and y'all know what this means. I don't even know what to say about this one. First of all, can you imagine going through life with this name? First of all, TV is not the same anymore. TV is not the same anymore. This would never fly in 2024. Take a listen.
Says that he and his mom don't see eye to eye on his love life, and he claims that his job has cost him several relationships. Please welcome Robert Faggot. Fine, how are you? Faggot is rather an odd name.
Yeah, you know, it is an odd name.
First of all, how do you get that last name? Like, in the moment I realized that that's the pronunciation of my name, I'm changing it. I'm gonna make it Fagul. Fagul. No, it's Fagul. It's Fagul. My name is Fagul. Like, come on, y'all. One more time.
Says that he and his mom don't see eye to eye on his love life, and he claims that his job has cost him several relationships. Please welcome Robert Faggot. Fine, how are you? Faggot is rather an odd name.
Yeah, you know, it is an odd name.
First of all, you notice his mom said that they don't see eye to eye on his love life. Yeah, because you're out there with that name. Like, can you imagine becoming Mrs. whatever? Like, the moment, like, can you imagine? Okay, ladies, follow me. You're on POF, Tinder, whatever. Cupid singles, my Cupid, whatever the new things is. Whatever the new things is, you're like da 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 da. Okay, Robert. Oh man, that's great. Robert. Oh. So if I have 3 kids and we go on Family Feud, we're the faggot family? No. Bruh. I want to know, where's Robert now? Is Robert still is Robert still around? Did Robert change? And then he went on the dating game with the name. Chuck Woolery is like, bruh. Like, first of all, as my producer's punking me, that's probably how Chuck Woolery felt. Because he's like, there's no way you came on my show with that name. There's no way. So you go on, you go on Family Feud. You're that. You imagine you're a wrestler, a football player. Imagine if you're a football player in 2024. Can you imagine Al Michaels saying that? Joe Buck, Tom Brady. I'm being told to go to commercial before the show gets canceled. We'll be back.
AJ'sRantRoom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to AJ'sRantRoom.com today and get to shopping. You won't be disappointed.
All right. So, listen. I'm still getting over his name. Faggots at the 20, the 30, the 40, the 50. The way F word goes deep in penetrating the whole of the defense. Oh shit. Okay, get it together. Get it together, Prince. Okay. Ooh. It's his name. It's okay. All right. Are women naturally disingenuous? I noticed that when women are doing shit that don't make no damn sense, they encourage each other, even though everybody and their mama knows it's wrong. Take a look.
Dinner, we're having Taco Bell, calorie deficit style. This is one of my favorite things from Taco Bell, I swear. Okay, so they used to have what's called like a chicken power bowl. Recently, they replaced it with their chicken cantina bowl. This comes with black beans, pico, sour cream, lettuce, cheese, Mexican rice, and chicken. When I tell you this is as good as it looks, I'm so excited to have this right now. For those of you that have been following me for a while, I am allergic to avocado. I asked for no guac. It normally comes with an avocado salsa.
Out of all things to be allergic to, you allergic to avocado? Avocado.
I believe, but I swapped that out for creamy jalapeno. I also really like that added spice too. I was really shocked that it was only a little bit over 500 calories as well. Cheers.
I know AJ
So
hate
delicious.
life right
It
now.
hits every single time. Today I'm gonna wash it down with water, but they also do.
Today I'm gonna wash it down with water. I'm gonna wash down my 1,200 calorie bowl with water.
Have Diet Pepsi. I love water
Pinky up, drinking water.
so much. Also heard that they have a zero sugar Baja Blast. I feel like I definitely have to go back and make another video trying the zero sugar Baja Blast. Thanks for eating dinner with me. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Now, for those who don't know, she's on Instagram, and at first she would do what I eat in the day in the life of a 26-year-old. And then people will rage bait the shit out of her. Then she changed it to what I would eat in a day as a 26-year-old on a calorie deficit. Then she changed it to what I eat fast food style in a calorie deficit. Because she never cooks at home. She always wakes up talking about I woke up late, so I didn't have time, so I had to grab. And then it's the most unhealthiest shit in the world to start her day off. This is my thing here. If you look in her comments or all her videos, there are women saying, face card never declines. You are so pretty. It takes nothing to be kind. Why y'all here if y'all hating? And then the men are like, yo, can you do what I do as a workout in the day in the life of a 26-year-old? What do I cook in the kitchen as a day in the life of a 26-year-old? Why do women do this? Why do y'all encourage the foolishness? This woman has been on a calorie deficit for 2 years, and as you can see, she's wearing that table. And like Keisha said, that is not 500 calories in that fucking. Trust me, I know what 500 calories look like because I've been counting my calories for a while. That's not 500 calories. So you get on the internet, you get on Beyonce's internet and you lie. You get on Lizzo's internet and you lie. That was well over 1,000 calories. And then out of all things to be allergic to, avocado, the one shit that will help that plate out, the one nutrient and macro that will help that plate out. But getting back to women, face card never declines. You're so pretty. Ignore the haters. No, it's not about being a hater. It's about y'all watching people literally put a gun to their head and pull the trigger day after day after day after day. I get teased about my weight. But you know what that does? That fuels me to make sure I work to the point to where nobody, yes, put avocados in the chat, please. Avocados in the chat. That makes me feel like getting to a point to where you got to find something else to tease me about. And then you go to her bio. She got the flag in her bio. It's just something about that bed must be made out of vibranium. Because I don't understand when life is so hard and you continue to make it harder. Your feet hurt, your ankle hurt, you're swollen. You lose food under your chin, under your neck. Your titties lay left and right when you lay down. Shit like this. Thank God for real people, for real men and real women that call out the bullshit. We are unhealthy. We have this gluttonous. Gluttony is a sin. There's a reason why gluttony is a sin. Because too much of anything is not good for you. Well. Okay, focus, Prince. Focus. Too much of anything is not good for you. And as you can see, her vice, and you know what's her, she has all those views on that video. People killing themselves with food and being unhealthy and being big and built like refrigerators. We love that shit. People teaching you how to take care of your credit, how to go forward with this election, how to be better, how to be healthy. They don't get the views. But again, that goes to this weird thing of projection. Sometimes, I'm just gonna call it. People like seeing people do worse than them, so they can be like, "Well, I ain't that person." That's not a way to go through life. If you see somebody being that person, maybe you should be like, "Hey, man, like you've been on this calorie deficit for 2 years, and you bigger than before. Like, when's the cut starting? Like, when you gonna start cutting?" That's where we're at in society, though. Somebody eating a whole burrito bowl gets thousands of views. Straight up line, especially when nutrition is Google. When you could Google nutrition. So for you to get up on this internet and say that was 500 calories, we already know what time it is. You rage baiting, but for what? You're not going to be here, or you're going to be on my 600-pound life, which kind of isn't bad because they always have somebody. They still have somebody. They still have people in their corner. They get free EBT. They get groceries. They get disability. It's like you're getting paid to be wrong, to do wrong. Thank God I got women in my life that don't play that shit. Like they know when to pick you up, and they know when, hey, no. You sitting there eating a whole burrito bowl in one sitting is not good. That's what the women in my life would tell me. When I wasn't doing good and I wasn't taking my medicine and I wasn't taking care of myself, women would be like, "Hey, like what's going on?" Not, "You look good, big. Your face is nice." How come men don't get that? You never see women telling men, "Oh, he a cute bigum." Only on social media. It's like this weird thing where women be like, "I like my men big on social media," but in real life, you don't. Especially when it's hot. In the summertime, y'all don't like no big man. Y'all don't. Stop the bullshit. So, there we go. 500 calories. I fuck that bowl and see it wasn't 500 calories. Listen, one thing about big people, I'm familiar with your game. You ain't fooling me. I know when somebody eat more off camera. And I know calories when I see calories. I'm gonna finish this off with water. What the fuck? I'll be back after this next message.
Probably wondering what's going on. Well, I'm here to tell you. It's me, Inked, and I need you guys to head on over to ajsrantroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. Yes, that's right. Trifecta merch is here. It is here for our Trifecta family to show their love and support and advertise for free. Well, not technically for free. You did pay for it. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Head on over to ajsrantroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. We're all inclusive. If Prince can wear it, so can you. Have a good one.
That's right. Prince can wear it. So we got another RIP. RIP Dikembe Mutombo. We lost another great, this time in the NBA world and in just the world in general, because we often forget sometimes how much these athletes do off the field away from the public eye. So check it out.
I only want to be remembered as one of the best defense players to ever play this game.
Yeah, he's one of the guys that I look up to as far as having an impact, not just on the on court, but off the court. He's done a lot of great things.
What he did back home and building hospitals and all the people he's affected across the world, that's just as important as what he's done over here.
Dikembe and what he did for the league, his personality. Obviously, I got an opportunity to play against him. And just he's a legend, and he'll be missed.
All right. RIP Dikembe Mutombo. You could tell a lot by a man's life by the way how people speak when a man is alive, and definitely after their passing, after a person passes away. And there was nothing but great things said about Dikembe Mutombo. I always knew about his humanitarian efforts back in his nation, in his homeland. He was just a good dude. He played for the Sixers during our last championship run in 2001, where we came up short, but he was an integral part of that. And he was just an integral part of society, because he was one of those people that he was blessed with a talent. He took that talent, he made a whole bunch of money with it. He gained a lot of power and a lot of influence, and he then turned around and used that to help people. And as you can see, Joel Embiid was in there. He was a great ambassador for the sport, and he's the reason why it was a great influx of basketball players from the Congo and other African nations or countries or cities or whatever it is you want to call it. But rest in peace to Dikembe Mutombo. Rest in peace James Earl Jones, and rest in peace John Amos. We're losing a lot of people in our culture, and Kanye said it best. We have to give these people their flowers while they're still here to smell them. And I think that's just very important. And I'm not bringing up that other person's name. He can rest in piss. Y'all figure it out. But thank you everybody for joining Real Time with Prince Blue. I had a blast. Hopefully episode 98 will still be available, because with my Ayo pause this week and Mr. Robert, y'all know his last name. People gonna be in their feelings, and I don't care. It's on the internet. It's not like I did it. I didn't do it. So, whatever. But anyway, thank you everybody. Thanks everybody that's been listening. Make sure you like and subscribe. All the platforms are right here at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you check on everybody. Shout out again to all the volunteers that's helping with Hurricane Helene and the humanitarian efforts to get everybody back on their feet. Prayers to the victims and those whose lives have been lost and been altered by the hurricane. You're in prayers, and I hope everything is going well. And if you can help any way that you can. No small deed should be considered not worth the time. Anything that you could do to help, it works. We're in this thing now where we think that we have to be on TV or has to be grandiose to help. It does not. Just do what you can. So shout out to everybody. I will see y'all next week on episode 98. You know, if I'm not canceled. So make sure you share and like this so people will know and won't cancel me. Peace.
Real time, real time, real time.